Anyway, we about to enter to the DNA plot twist, my boy. Are you ready? What made so you apparently you have in your
So, I mean,
bio
I knew
that
I was
you
adopted.
took
I
an
always
entry test.
wanted
So
to
what
take
made you
one, but,
take the entry
after a
test?
certain time, you just like, I don't need to take one. But really it was to find out what, I
Yeah,
was. Like, what everyone said I was Spanish. I looked like I could be, Puerto Rican, Dominican, or have something in there. So I was like, "Man, I need to see what I got
yeah.
in me." So we took that. I took that instantly. Instantly, I found a half sister. Instantly, I found two half sisters
Ooh,
from now finding out my birth mother's side.
two.
But they didn't know about us being
Okay.
adopted, or that they didn't know that their mother gave up two
Yeah.
kids. Well, at this point, one kid for adoption. So it was a new flash. And so they asked her, and, she said it. She took a DNA test herself, and it
Wow.
came back, and yeah, it just showed that, mother parent relationship.
Wow. Well, I got to take a second
Yeah.
right there because, like, now that just brings like new little like branches of like stories that lead back to the same roots. And I just like, okay, now I'm trying not to think like a podcast host right now. It's like now I want to bring them
Oh,
on and
no,
get their
I'm
story, but
get
like
open.
that is insane. That like you just completely uncovered a whole new
Oh,
life
yeah.
of you, like a whole new. Yeah, like you open like Pandora's box by taking that test. And it's also because I can relate to that because I took a 23andMe test too, and I found some Haitians that are in my bloodline. I don't think they're my
That's
relatives exactly because they just don't look familiar, but they have my DNA in them, a little bit of it at least. And it was like a really small percentage. And I saw all of these things that I am. I'm part like I think Nigerian, Sudanese, maybe. I'm
Congo.
Congolese.
Okay.
I'm from the not Congolese. I have a little bit of Congo in me, I think. I think it's Congolese. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm not gonna say it because I have one friend who's gonna check me real quick if I say the wrong thing. But yeah, I have a
Right.
lot in me, and it was great to know all those sides of me because, like, I always mention to people that I don't know my medical history a lot because Haitians don't really keep track of that well. The 23andMe was a great way of knowing what I could have. So, like, I've just found out that I have a high chance of getting lupus when I grow up, or that I'm prone to a bunch of other things. I didn't know any of that until I did that deep dive test, and because I
Right.
didn't have like my medical history is only like how long has I been in America? I think only 12 years old now, and I'm about to turn 22. So I don't have like a big track, like a big history of it. So it was great to do that. Okay, next one. Take us back
Oh,
to that moment.
man.
When did you realize that you had a brother?
A year
Like,
later,
what was the
an
feeling? What was
exact
that all
year
about?
later, well, a year and like 2 months, that's when my brother took his DNA test, and since it's on Ancestry, it's gonna pop, and it says, "Oh, a new relationship." You'll get an email every time someone does it, and it just says "new relationship." So a year later, he pops up on my Ancestry, and it says "sibling." Yeah. No, it says "sibling."
Not even
Full
like a
blood, like,
relative, because
damn near
like sometimes on this app it
full-blooded,
just be like
full-blooded.
close relative,
And
but it just says
so one
sibling.
thing, my mother did tell me I had an
That's
older
huge.
brother. She knew that much. She would say, "You have an older brother. He's like a year older than you," something like that. So, but again, at a certain age, I stopped asking those questions because I'm like, "Oh man, I'm on with my life." But then, I took it. He popped up. Man, it was a good feeling. Like I had
Yeah.
been talking to my half sister. We got another one. That's all the text said.
Oh. Okay, so this is crazy. So to spin off of that is like, how did you first connect with him? What were the convos like? Like you reached out. So what were the conversations were like with your siblings? Like,
Well,
you know,
so I'm be honest, like, so the thing with Ronnie, he wanted to know everything. You know what I'm
hmm
saying? He wanted to know everything, and I'm just cautious. I'm just being like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Can I have your number? Yeah, you can have my number." We would text a lot. Eventually we called. We were supposed to meet up one time,
yeah,
but we didn't. But there's a lot to it, our story. But it was definitely something great that I appreciate.
yeah. That is wow. Like me, I can understand it.
Yeah.
I can understand it differently from a kids my age and under's point of view. But like it's really hard to grasp around people who's been leaving. Like I don't know how old are you, Aaron? If you don't mind me asking.
I'm 36.
Yeah, you're 36, so that means you were like 31 when you figured that out, right? Around that age.
Yep. 30, 31. Uh-huh.
So like you're living your 31 years of your life not knowing this at all. Like for me, like it would be easier to understand because like I've been known all my siblings, and I'm really young, so like I know there's gonna be a lot of stuff I don't know. But like by the age of 25, like you're very sure about your life and what's in it, like, and then you
Right.
when where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You never expect like a lost family from like to come out of nowhere. So it is really cool to just think about, wow, like imagine if I was 35 just finding out I'm adopted. How much would that like change everything, and how much would I take that change? So that's just I'm gonna dive in deeper into that. But yeah, thank you for saying that. So how did meeting in person hit you? So you mentioned how curious he was over text messages and over calls and stuff. So like how did meeting him in person hit you? Like did it be like, dang, this is my brother? Like, wow.
Well, I think so for the first time we met is probably when it really kicked in. I first saw him when we walked in the restaurant, uh,
Uh,
that's when it really kicked in that like, damn, this is my brother because he looked like me.
yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, because that's what everybody says. I mean, we think we
Yeah,
look like we could be cousins or something, but everyone thinks we look like y'all are twins.
yeah.
So yeah, when we first actually met in person, it was almost like, okay, this is a real person and we got a real situation. Uh,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, man, but you know what? It's definitely been nothing but a blessing. I'll say that. I'll say like sometimes your relationships with the people you find during adoption aren't what you dream of them to be. But this
Yeah.
the one that I do have with him, it's like, it's a genuine relationship. He tried to big brother me all the time. But I told him it's too late for that.
It's too late for that.
Yes.
Wow. So Ronnie's
Yeah,
older?
Ronnie's older than me. He a year older than me.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's fun right there. That's really fun.